Have you ever felt like someone was turning your life into a chaotic whirlwind filled with stress? Maintaining your composure in such situations can be challenging. Toxic people, those who cause profound emotional harm, often appear in our workplaces, friendships, and even within our families. Encountering such individuals is common, and their presence can create unease in our daily lives. We've all experienced moments where we felt exploited, lost our self-esteem, or were under constant pressure. These encounters can have lasting impacts, making it essential to find effective strategies for coping. In this video, we will explore 13 clever ways to deal with toxic people. Understanding the nature of toxic relationships and learning how to protect yourself will empower you to reclaim your emotional well-being and navigate life with greater confidence. Let's dive into these strategies and discover how to create a healthier, more positive environment for yourself. 1. Identifying and understanding toxic behavior. Have you ever felt like no matter what you do, it's never enough for someone in your life? You might be dealing with toxic behavior, and it's time to recognize it. Toxic individuals can silently erode your mental and emotional well-being, leaving you constantly questioning your own worth. By understanding the nature of toxic behavior, you can protect yourself and regain control over your life. Toxic behavior often shows up in subtle but damaging ways. It can manifest through manipulation, constant criticism, or attempts to control others. People who exhibit these behaviors tend to act out of their own unresolved issues, often using those around them to inflate their ego at the expense of others' emotional stability. What makes this behavior so harmful is that it's often hard to detect at first. However, the pattern becomes clear through repeated instances of gaslighting, passive aggressiveness, or belittling. Recognizing these patterns is the first step in safeguarding your mental health and stopping the cycle of harm. They want you to feel like you're never good enough, but it's time you realize that the real problem lies with them, not with you. This simple truth cuts through the fog of self-doubt that toxic individuals create. It's easy to believe that their negative comments or emotional manipulation are a reflection of your own inadequacies. However, toxic behavior is rooted in the other person's insecurities, not your failings. Once you can separate their issues from your own self-worth, it becomes easier to navigate and disengage from their harmful influence. Consider some real-life examples of toxic behavior. Imagine a friend who constantly criticizes your choices, undermining your efforts, even when you're doing your best. They never celebrate your successes but always find a way to highlight your flaws. Over time, this kind of criticism chips away at your confidence and leaves you doubting yourself. Another common scenario is a colleague who gives you the silent treatment after a disagreement, making you feel guilty and unsure of yourself. This emotional manipulation is designed to keep you off balance and make you question your actions. In both cases, the person displaying toxic behavior is using subtle tactics to control and emotionally destabilize you. We've all felt hurt by seemingly innocent remarks, but sometimes those words are part of a bigger plan to chip away at your confidence. Toxic individuals thrive on this imbalance, making you question your own worth. The effects of toxic behavior are insidious because it's not always the obvious, overt attacks that cause the most damage. Often it's the quiet manipulation, the subtle comments, and passive-aggressive remarks that slowly erode your self-esteem. Over time, these small acts of manipulation can leave you feeling powerless and doubting your own value. The good news is that once you identify toxic behavior, you can begin to reclaim your power. You don't have to continue engaging with someone who consistently brings negativity into your life. Setting strong boundaries and reinforcing your self-worth are essential steps in disarming toxic individuals and preventing them from controlling your emotions. Taking back control might mean distancing yourself from toxic relationships or consciously deciding not to respond to their manipulative tactics. You don't have to continue a relationship that harms your emotional well-being. Take back control and distance yourself from those who undermine your peace. Now is the time to step back and reassess some of the relationships in your life. What will you do to protect your well-being? Empowering yourself means realizing that you have the right to choose who you allow in your life. Toxic behavior should not be tolerated, and you are fully capable of setting the necessary boundaries to protect your mental and emotional health. Toxic behavior can have devastating effects on your mental and emotional well-being, but once you recognize these patterns, you hold the power to break free. You don't have to remain stuck in toxic relationships or environments. If you notice these behaviors in the people around you, don't wait, take action today. You are in control of your future, and by applying these lessons, you can reclaim your happiness and peace of mind. Now is the time to set boundaries, regain your confidence, and take the steps necessary to build the life you truly deserve. 2. Fortify your emotional boundaries. Setting emotional boundaries is an essential practice for anyone looking to safeguard their mental health and maintain healthy relationships. Unclear emotional boundaries can lead to feeling drained by the people around you, often leaving you emotionally exhausted and vulnerable. This is why establishing firm emotional boundaries is crucial to protect yourself from toxic individuals and environments, allowing you to maintain control over your emotional space. Navigating relationships can often feel overwhelming, especially when dealing with people who intrude upon your personal space or manipulate your emotions. Emotional boundaries act as a necessary line of defense, helping you create a protective environment where your feelings, needs, and beliefs are respected. When boundaries are not clearly defined, it becomes far too easy for others to drain your energy and undermine your self-worth. Toxic individuals often blur the lines between what is acceptable and what is not, leaving you feeling confused and vulnerable. Without firmly drawn boundaries, you risk losing your sense of self to those who seek to overstep. Establishing robust emotional boundaries begins with the critical skill of saying no when you feel uncomfortable. This might initially seem daunting, but learning to assert yourself is vital for prioritizing your emotional health. Start by taking small yet assertive steps, such as declining requests that threaten your well-being or clearly communicating the behaviors you won't tolerate. Remember, your boundaries are non-negotiable, and this doesn't signify selfishness. Rather, it reflects your commitment to self-care. When faced with someone who frequently invades your personal space or pries into your private life, assertively expressing, "I need my own space to focus on myself," can be incredibly impactful. This simple yet firm declaration can significantly safeguard your emotional well-being. Similarly, if a colleague pressures you to take on additional work beyond your capacity, a polite response such as, "I appreciate the offer, but I can't take on more at the moment," reinforces your commitment to prioritizing your own needs and energy. By doing so, you convey that your well-being matters and that you won't tolerate anyone disregarding it. It's essential to recognize that setting boundaries isn't about isolating yourself from others. Instead, it's about ensuring that those who interact with you comprehend and respect the emotional space you've established. You have every right to say no and protect your emotions. Your feelings are valid, and upholding your boundaries is a crucial step toward maintaining mental health. By asserting your needs, you're not only defending your emotional state, but also teaching others how to treat you with the respect you deserve. Once you implement firm emotional boundaries, you will likely notice an immediate boost in your mental clarity and emotional resilience. Toxic behaviors will impact you less, allowing you to regain control over your life. The peace of mind that comes from clearly defined boundaries is invaluable, enhancing your sense of security and value in your relationships. Setting boundaries cultivates self-respect, emotional growth, and healthier interactions with others. This practice empowers you to prioritize your needs and alleviates the mental strain of constantly accommodating others at your own expense. If you find yourself in situations where people consistently drain your energy or overstep their bounds, now is the moment to take action. Start setting those boundaries today. Remember, your emotional health is a priority. You possess the power to shape your future by actively protecting your emotional space. 3. The broken record technique. Have you ever found yourself feeling pressured to justify your decision when dealing with persistent or difficult people? Whether it's a colleague insisting you take on extra tasks or a friend who won't take no for an answer, these situations can leave you feeling trapped. The broken record technique offers a simple yet powerful strategy to maintain your stance in the face of toxic individuals. By calmly and repeatedly stating your position without providing further justification, you prevent others from steering the conversation toward their agenda. This subtle approach signals that your decision is final and shields you from being drawn into endless debates or pressured into doing something you're uncomfortable with. This technique works because it makes it clear that your position is non-negotiable, letting the other person know that any attempts to sway you are futile. When people realize that their efforts to manipulate or persuade you aren't working, they tend to give up sooner. It's an effective way to reinforce your boundaries, ensuring you stay in control of the conversation rather than getting ensnared by someone else's tactics. By refusing to engage in back-and-forth arguments, you communicate strength and determination, which helps establish a more balanced and respectful dynamic in your interactions. Take, for example, a colleague who persistently tries to convince you to take on additional tasks after you've already declined. When they continue to push, respond patiently with "I'm sorry, I can't help with that right now." No matter how many times they rephrase or attempt to persuade you, stay firm and repeat "I've already said I can't help with that." This approach demonstrates that your decision is unwavering and that you're not open to negotiation, subtly signaling that further attempts to convince you will be ineffective. Similarly, imagine dealing with a friend who keeps pressuring you to attend an event you don't want to go to. Instead of offering elaborate excuses or reasons, simply state "I'm not available that day." If they persist, calmly repeat the same message. This method prevents you from feeling cornered into explaining your choices or being convinced to do something against your will. It empowers you to stand your ground without guilt or the need to justify yourself. Applying the broken record technique is straightforward and can be implemented immediately in your daily life. Start by calmly repeating your answer whenever someone tries to sway you. Remember, you don't owe anyone an explanation for your decisions, and this technique gives you the power to stay in control of any conversation where manipulation or pressure is present. With consistent practice, using the broken record will become second nature, making it easier for you to hold your ground. By embracing this technique, you'll not only find greater confidence in standing firm, but also notice that others will start respecting your boundaries more quickly. As they realize you won't be easily swayed, the pressure to explain or justify yourself diminishes, allowing you to communicate with greater clarity and assurance. This newfound assertiveness enhances your ability to protect your time, energy, and peace of mind, contributing to healthier and more balanced relationships. If you often find yourself entangled in unnecessary arguments or feeling pushed into debates you don't want to engage in, now is the time to take charge. The broken record technique enables you to affirm your control and set boundaries with confidence. The power to maintain your stance lies entirely in your hands. Assert your position and don't let anyone pressure you into explanations or justifications. By applying this simple yet impactful technique, you can transform your interactions, reclaim control, and never waver in the face of pressure again. 4. The art of non-reaction. What if the most powerful response to toxic behavior is no response at all? In a world where people often feel compelled to react to every provocation, the art of non-reaction can be a game changer. This approach is not about avoiding conflict or being passive, it's about maintaining emotional control and protecting your mental well-being. When toxic individuals try to manipulate or provoke you, choosing not to engage disarms their efforts, leaving you calm and in control. Typically, when confronted with toxic behavior, the instinctive reaction is to defend yourself or respond emotionally. Toxic individuals count on this. They thrive on emotional reactions to fuel their need for control. By choosing non-reaction, however, you deny them the satisfaction of seeing you upset or defensive. This shifts the power dynamic, allowing you to stay rational and maintain a clear perspective without being overwhelmed by emotions. You prevent them from hijacking your mental state, preserving your inner peace. Non-reaction is not about letting others walk over you. Instead, it's a deliberate decision to protect your peace of mind by refusing to engage in unnecessary conflict. Toxic individuals often seek validation through the emotional chaos they create. By staying calm and composed, you not only protect yourself but also deprive them of the validation they crave. This technique is particularly effective in environments where emotional outbursts can lead to even more conflict, like in the workplace or in social settings where reputations are at stake. Take a common scenario as an example. A colleague publicly criticizes your work, hoping to provoke you into an argument. Rather than reacting defensively or angrily, you remain composed and continue your task. Your lack of reaction frustrates them, stripping them of the power they had hoped to gain. More importantly, your peers see you as professional, calm, and in control, which elevates your standing in the situation. Similarly, imagine a friend trying to provoke you during a disagreement. Instead of engaging, you mentally step back, breathe deeply, and stay focused on maintaining your calm. Over time, they will likely tire of trying to rile you up, realizing their attempts are in vain. The effectiveness of non-reaction lies in its simplicity. When someone criticizes or tries to upset you, staying calm and composed becomes a form of strength. Practicing mindfulness in tense moments, focusing on your breathing, and reminding yourself that their words don't define you allows you to respond thoughtfully, if at all. By mastering this technique, you shield yourself from negativity and avoid being pulled into unnecessary conflict. The next time you find yourself in such a situation, try remaining silent. You'll be surprised at how empowering it feels to not react. This small but effective practice allows you to regain control over your emotions and how others influence you. By embracing non-reaction, you disempower toxic individuals and protect your mental well-being, shifting the dynamic in your favor. With time, practicing non-reaction becomes easier, and you'll find yourself handling difficult situations with more grace. You will feel more at peace, less reactive, and more in control of your interactions. Toxic people who thrive on conflict and emotional outbursts will lose their influence over you. The true benefit of non-reaction is not just maintaining your composure in the moment, but the long-lasting sense of peace and control it brings to your life. In an era where emotional reactions often lead to unnecessary conflict, mastering the art of non-reaction is a powerful tool. By staying calm and composed, you maintain control of your emotions, diffuse toxic situations, and protect your mental health. Try applying this simple yet transformative technique the next time you face provocation, and witness how the situation shifts in your favor. Stay calm, stay composed, and watch as you reclaim your peace. 5. Reduce exposure and walk away when necessary. It's not uncommon to feel overwhelmed by the negative emotions that come from toxic relationships. If you find yourself frequently drained by certain individuals, it may be time to reconsider your exposure to them. Continually engaging with people who introduce negativity into your life can significantly harm your emotional well-being. Such interactions can deplete your energy and leave you feeling exhausted and unmotivated. Recognizing when a relationship becomes harmful is essential, as this awareness allows you to take proactive steps to minimize your exposure, whether through reducing communication, avoiding specific situations, or removing yourself from their presence entirely. Ignoring these negative influences can lead to emotional overwhelm, making it difficult to appreciate the positive aspects of your life. Choosing to walk away from toxic relationships can be one of the most empowering decisions for your mental health. Distancing yourself from individuals who hurt you is not a sign of weakness, it's a courageous step toward reclaiming your peace and happiness. This choice enables you to prioritize your mental and emotional well-being, giving you the power to take charge of your life. For instance, I once made the decision to significantly reduce communication with a friend who consistently criticized and belittled me. As time went on, I noticed a remarkable shift in my emotional state. My life felt lighter and more positive without their negativity weighing me down. By creating this distance, I was able to focus on relationships that uplifted and supported me. Similarly, in a toxic work environment, limiting interactions with energy-draining coworkers can lead to improved mental health. While it may not be feasible to avoid them completely, reducing your contact can make a significant difference. Now is the perfect time to consider making similar changes in your life. It's crucial not to let anyone undermine your peace. Everyone deserves to be treated with respect. By actively reducing exposure to toxic influences, you reclaim control over your mental and emotional health. This proactive approach reinforces your self-worth and establishes necessary boundaries for healthier relationships. The advantages of minimizing contact with toxic individuals extend beyond mere relief from negativity. Doing so opens the door for healthier, more positive connections. Choosing to walk away when necessary allows you to regain your peace, confidence, and emotional freedom, enabling you to flourish in an environment that respects and uplifts you. To sum it up, minimizing interactions with harmful people and knowing when to step back are essential strategies for maintaining your mental health and emotional well-being. If you sense that you're being pressured by those around you, now is the time to take action. Embrace the opportunity to distance yourself from negative relationships and create a more positive and fulfilling life. Your well-being is invaluable, and you possess the strength to shape a brighter, healthier future for yourself. 6. Cognitive reframing. Have you ever felt hurt or overwhelmed by someone else's negative behavior or harsh criticism? It's common to encounter situations where others' words or actions weigh heavily on our emotions, whether it's receiving pointed criticism from a colleague or dealing with a personal conflict. Cognitive reframing offers a valuable psychological technique to shift your perspective in these moments, transforming negative or stressful thoughts into more positive and constructive ones. By learning to see things from a different angle, you can reduce stress, boost emotional resilience, and regain control over your reactions. When dealing with toxic behavior or harsh criticism, reframing allows you to view the situation in a way that doesn't internalize negativity or take it personally. In daily life, we often find ourselves in scenarios where the actions or comments of others affect our mindset, making it hard to maintain emotional balance. The challenge lies in not letting other people's negativity dictate how we feel. This is where cognitive reframing proves invaluable, as it helps you mentally step back, assess the situation more objectively, and change your interpretation of what's happening. Instead of viewing criticism as a direct attack, cognitive reframing encourages you to consider that it might actually reflect the other person's own insecurities, stress, or personal struggles. Toxic behavior is often the result of someone projecting their frustrations or unhappiness onto others. By consciously choosing to perceive it this way, you prevent yourself from absorbing their negativity, maintaining a more balanced and healthy mindset. For example, if a colleague criticizes your work, rather than feeling attacked or demoralized, you might consider that they could be dealing with significant pressure or personal issues that are influencing their behavior. Understanding that their negativity may have more to do with them than with you allows you to stay calm and focused, taking their feedback in stride without letting it undermine your self-worth. Similarly, in a conflict with a friend, instead of feeling hurt by their harsh words, you can remind yourself that they may be reacting from a place of stress or misunderstanding, rather than genuinely intending to harm you. This shift in perspective empowers you to approach the situation with greater composure and respond in a more constructive manner. Practicing cognitive reframing starts with small, intentional steps. When you encounter negativity, pause and ask yourself what might be motivating the other person's behavior, considering explanations that don't center around you. This shift in mindset helps mitigate the emotional impact of toxic interactions, making it easier to maintain your emotional stability. Over time, this approach not only reduces stress but also strengthens your ability to handle difficult situations with greater ease, fostering a more resilient outlook. By adopting cognitive reframing, you'll find that the emotional toll of criticism and negativity begins to diminish. You'll feel more empowered, less stressed, and better equipped to navigate challenging interactions. As others notice that you're less affected by their behavior, they may become more mindful of their actions. Ultimately, this shift in perspective supports healthier, more balanced relationships, allowing you to protect your peace of mind while still engaging meaningfully with others. If you often find yourself feeling stressed or upset due to others' words or behavior, now is the perfect time to start changing your perspective. Cognitive reframing gives you the power to take control of your emotions and view situations in a way that promotes well-being. Not every negative comment is about you, and you have the choice to decide how you interpret and respond to these interactions. By practicing this technique, you can transform your experiences, safeguard your mental health, and face life's challenges with newfound confidence and resilience. 7. Build your support system. No one should face life's challenges alone, especially when dealing with toxic situations. A strong support system can be one of your greatest assets in these moments, providing both emotional strength and practical guidance to help you navigate difficulties. When you have people around you who genuinely care about your well-being, it not only boosts your resilience but also keeps you grounded, offering perspective when toxic behavior tries to undermine your sense of self-worth. Toxic relationships have a way of draining your energy and making you doubt yourself. However, a robust support system acts as a powerful buffer against this negativity. When you are surrounded by positive, caring individuals, their presence serves as a reminder that you are not alone, no matter how overwhelming things might feel. Toxic people often seek to exploit your vulnerabilities, especially during moments of doubt, but a strong support network can counteract these attempts by reinforcing your strengths and helping you stay focused on what truly matters. Building these positive relationships takes effort and intention. The first step is identifying the people in your life who genuinely uplift you, whether they are close friends, family members, or even supportive colleagues. Once you've recognized who these people are, it's important to nurture these relationships. Spend quality time with them, share your thoughts and experiences, and make sure to be there for each other. By creating a reciprocal bond, you ensure that both you and your support network are fortified during life's tougher moments. For example, when I encounter stressful situations at work due to toxic colleagues, I turn to my close group of friends for advice and emotional support. Their encouragement not only helps me feel understood, but also equips me with strategies to deal with the situation more effectively. Similarly, in personal challenges, reaching out to a mentor or trusted family member can provide valuable insights, making you feel less isolated and more capable of handling the issue at hand. Their perspectives remind you that you're not alone and offer solutions you might not have considered. The key to maintaining a strong support system is to invest in relationships with people who genuinely care about your well-being. These individuals will help you navigate life's ups and downs, providing the emotional and mental reinforcement you need to stay resilient. Don't wait for a crisis to build these connections. Start today. By fostering meaningful, positive relationships now, you'll create a network of people who will stand by you when times get tough. A strong support system brings more than just emotional relief. It also enhances your confidence, giving you a sense of belonging and security that can significantly improve your overall mental health. When you know there are people you can rely on, handling stressful situations becomes more manageable. You'll feel more capable of facing toxic behavior or personal setbacks with grace, knowing that your support network is behind you every step of the way. There's no reason to wait. Start building your support system today. The people who care about you will help make you stronger, more confident, and better equipped to navigate life's challenges. Surrounding yourself with positive, supportive individuals can be a game changer, enabling you to rise above negativity and thrive in every situation. 8. Prioritize self-care. In a world filled with stress and toxic individuals, prioritizing self-care has never been more crucial. Taking the time to focus on your well-being is essential for replenishing your energy and reducing stress, especially when faced with negativity from those around you. Engaging in self-care activities allows you to reconnect with yourself, refocus, and build resilience against the emotional toll that toxic behavior can take. By making self-care a priority, you create a buffer that protects your mental health. When self-care practices are neglected, the effects can be detrimental, leading to exhaustion and heightened vulnerability to toxic influences. You may find it increasingly challenging to cope with everyday pressures, which can further diminish your emotional balance. However, by actively engaging in self-care, you can significantly improve your mental health, boost your mood, and enhance your ability to navigate challenging situations. One effective way to practice self-care is to intentionally set aside time for yourself. Whether it's meditating, exercising, or simply relaxing with a cup of tea, making time for self-care is vital for maintaining your mental balance. Begin by identifying activities that bring you joy and relaxation, making a conscious effort to incorporate these practices into your daily routine. Setting boundaries around your time allows you to prioritize self-care without feeling guilty or overwhelmed. For example, after a particularly stressful week dealing with a negative boss, I often spend my weekend mornings taking walks and enjoying quiet moments in nature. This dedicated time helps recharge my energy and restore a sense of peace, enabling me to approach the upcoming week with renewed clarity and focus. Similarly, engaging in a favorite hobby, such as painting or reading, provides a wonderful escape from daily stressors and allows you to unwind. Now is the time to take action and start your self-care routine. You can begin by dedicating at least 10 minutes each day to self-care. This small commitment can help restore your energy and bring a sense of calm to your life. By taking these manageable steps, you reinforce the importance of prioritizing your well-being and establish a sustainable routine that supports your mental health. The benefits of prioritizing self-care are profound. As you make time for yourself, you will notice increased energy levels, improved focus, and a greater sense of calm. Investing in your own well-being builds the resilience needed to navigate toxic interactions and life's challenges more effectively. Over time, self-care becomes a crucial component of maintaining emotional balance and a positive outlook on life. Ultimately, making self-care a priority is essential for your mental health and overall well-being. By recognizing the importance of taking time for yourself, establishing routines, and embracing activities that bring you joy, you can significantly enhance your quality of life. Start today. Your well-being is worth the effort, and you have the power to create a healthier, happier future for yourself. Detach from toxic people's problems. Have you ever felt emotionally drained from getting entangled in other people's problems? It's all too common to be pulled into someone else's negativity, whether it's a colleague who constantly complains about work or a friend who frequently shares their personal troubles. Learning to detach your emotions from the problems of toxic individuals is essential for maintaining mental independence and protecting your well-being. By establishing a healthy emotional distance, you can safeguard your mental health and avoid being dragged into a cycle of stress and negativity. Recognizing that you are not responsible for solving others' issues allows you to maintain a clearer perspective on your own life. In everyday situations, it's easy to get swept up in other people's drama, especially when they continually vent about their struggles. You might find yourself feeling burdened, trying to offer solutions, or even becoming emotionally involved in issues that aren't yours to solve. When you allow these problems to affect you, it can lead to emotional exhaustion, heightened stress, and a weakened sense of self. While you may want to be supportive, it's crucial to understand that you don't have to absorb their negativity or take on their burdens. Emotional detachment is not about being indifferent, rather. It's about setting boundaries to protect your own mental space while still being able to offer empathy. One of the most important aspects of detaching emotionally is recognizing that you are not obligated to fix every problem others present to you. When a toxic person tries to involve you in their issues, remind yourself that it's okay to step back and avoid full engagement. Establishing emotional boundaries allows you to be present without sacrificing your own peace of mind. Rather than diving into their troubles, listen with empathy, but keep a mental separation between their struggles and your emotional state. Acknowledging your limits and recognizing that you cannot solve everything helps you maintain a balanced approach when offering support. For example, if you have a friend who is always complaining about their life, it's essential to learn how to listen without letting their negativity affect your emotional well-being. You can be a supportive friend by offering a listening ear, but it doesn't mean you need to become emotionally invested in every detail of their troubles. Similarly, if a colleague frequently vents about workplace issues, remind yourself to empathize without absorbing their frustrations. You might think, I can listen and provide support without letting this disrupt my peace of mind. By maintaining this mindset, you can prevent others' problems from becoming your own emotional burden. Practicing emotional detachment is a step toward actively protecting your mental health. The next time someone tries to pull you into their problems, take a moment to step back and remember that you don't have to solve everything. This approach is not only acceptable but necessary for your well-being. By choosing to detach, you create the emotional space needed to thrive without being weighed down by the stress of others. This practice reinforces your personal autonomy and strengthens your emotional resilience. Detaching from toxic people's problems also brings the benefit of enhancing your emotional resilience and sense of independence. As you become better at maintaining these boundaries, you'll find it easier to focus on your own goals and aspirations without the distraction of unnecessary emotional baggage. Preserving your peace of mind in this way allows you to approach your own challenges with greater clarity and reduced stress, creating a more balanced and fulfilling life. If you often find yourself being drawn into other people's problems, now is the time to start prioritizing your mental health. Detaching emotionally doesn't mean that you care less, it means you care enough about yourself to protect your inner peace. Focus on what matters most to you, and remember that while you can be supportive, it's essential to maintain boundaries that keep you grounded. By consciously choosing to detach from toxic people's problems, you can experience the freedom and mental strength that come from focusing on your own life, empowering yourself to support others without sacrificing your well-being. This shift in approach allows you to maintain your emotional energy and direct it toward the things that truly matter. 10. Forgive yourself and move forward. What if the key to finally healing from your past is as simple as forgiving yourself? Often, self-forgiveness is the essential step in moving forward from toxic relationships or personal mistakes. Without it, feelings of guilt and self-blame can linger, preventing you from fully healing and embracing new opportunities. By forgiving yourself, you release the emotional weight that has been holding you back, allowing space for growth, resilience, and freedom. Toxic relationships or difficult situations often leave us burdened with regret, guilt, or a sense of self-blame that can persist for years. These feelings quietly shape our present and future, making it hard to move on. However, mistakes are a natural part of life, and clinging to the past only traps you in a cycle of negativity. Acknowledging that missteps happen and that they offer valuable lessons frees you from the burden of guilt and opens the door to emotional healing. When you forgive yourself, you stop letting the past define you, which allows you to embrace new opportunities and healthier relationships. Yet forgiving yourself isn't always easy. It's common to replay past decisions, criticizing what you could have done differently. But holding on to self-blame only deepens emotional wounds. The path to self-forgiveness begins with accepting that mistakes are part of life. Reflecting on your experiences and recognizing the lessons they offer is crucial. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, shift your perspective to see how those challenges have shaped your growth. This shift in mindset is essential for moving forward, enabling you to view your journey as one of learning rather than regret. The power of self-forgiveness becomes clearer through real-life examples. After leaving a toxic relationship, many people find themselves trapped in self-blame, questioning why they didn't leave sooner or why they allowed certain behaviors. I experienced this too, constantly blaming myself for not seeing the signs earlier. But once I learned to forgive myself, I felt an immense sense of relief. The guilt and regret that once weighed me down were lifted, and I was finally able to move forward with my life. Similarly, a career decision that didn't turn out as planned can feel like a failure. However, by reframing it as a learning experience rather than a mistake, you can release the negative emotions and focus on future goals with renewed purpose. Taking the first step towards self-forgiveness is incredibly empowering. It allows you to reclaim your emotional freedom and break free from the limitations that guilt creates. Reflect on your experiences and recognize that you did the best you could with the information and resources you had at the time. Forgiving yourself isn't about excusing past actions, it's about acknowledging your growth and resilience. Every mistake and hardship has contributed to who you are today, and that's something to embrace rather than regret. Imagine what your life could look like if you forgave yourself today. What new possibilities would open up if you let go of the emotional chains that have been holding you back? You deserve a future free from the weight of your past, a future where you are not defined by your mistakes, but by your ability to learn and grow from them. By forgiving yourself, you reclaim your self-worth and move forward with clarity and confidence. Self-forgiveness is not just a crucial part of emotional healing, it's also the foundation of a happier, more fulfilling life. When you free yourself from guilt and self-blame, you become more open to embracing new opportunities and healthier relationships. Forgiving yourself strengthens your emotional resilience, enabling you to face future challenges with a clearer mind and greater confidence. Ultimately, self-forgiveness paves the way for a brighter future, allowing you to move forward with renewed purpose and inner peace. To summarize, we've discussed 13 effective strategies for dealing with toxic people, from recognizing harmful behaviors to setting healthy boundaries and prioritizing self-care. Don't let anyone control your life any longer. Take action now and create positive change for yourself. If you found this video helpful, please comment one, share it, and subscribe to our channel for more insights on Stoic principles and personal growth. Thank you for watching.